have a look now at learning to say no, because this is another important skill to add to your assertiveness toolkit. Many people have great difficulty saying no to others. Even people who are quite assertive in some situations might find themselves saying yes to things that they really don't want to do. So to be more confident saying no, the first thing you need to do is to change your thinking, because we know, as we know at Great Managers, thinking is what's going to drive your behavior. So you want to learn how to prime your mindset first. So these are some tips for priming your mindset. They're like little seeds to plant into your thinking. So one way you can think to get better at saying no is to think like this: people have the right to ask, and I have the right to decline a request. You can think like this as well: when I say no, I'm refusing a request, not rejecting a person. You could think like this: we always have a choice and we're constantly making choices. Or it's possible that I might be overestimating the other person's response. So sometimes we're overestimating the difficulty that the other person will have with us saying no. And when I express my feelings openly and honestly, the other person is free to do the same. So these are all mindsets that will help you get better at saying no. So now we'll have a look at two different techniques to help you say no. And the first one is what's called the reasoned no. And this technique is about providing an explanation for the refusal. Now, please note that this is not about making excuses, but it's having a genuine reason for refusal, and it doesn't lead the other person to think that your refusal is negotiable. So, for example, someone might be asking you to take on some extra work that you can't do, and you say to them, I'm unable to take on any extra work at present. My calendar is completely full for the next month. So that's your reason there for saying no. Or this might be you're saying this on behalf of your team. So you say, my team cannot take on any new projects at present, as we currently have a full project load for the next month. So you're giving the reason there. You're saying assertively, no, I can't do that, and giving the reason for it. And I'm sure most of you have done something like that in the past, but it's now understanding the methodology behind it. And the second technique for saying no is what's called the broken record no. Now this technique uses a one-sentence refusal statement and involves repeating that statement. And this can be very useful for aggressive or manipulative people who find it difficult to accept your refusal. And I'm sure you've all had this situation too. So we'll have a look at an example of how it would work. But I want you to imagine this scenario. Someone's invited you to be part of, say, a working group that requires commitment to fortnightly meetings. So this could be anything that you're being asked to do and you know you can't commit to it. So you say, thanks for the invite to the working group, but I'm not able to attend due to my current working commitments or my current work commitments. And what tends to happen with these sort of people is they cajole you and they make the request again, and then they say, well, how about if I adjust the date for the first meeting? How would that work? And you repeat your statement. You say, as I've stated, I've work commitments and a full calendar and I don't have any time available. And normally these sort of people will request again. They'll say, but we really need you to attend. We really need you to share your valuable ideas. We can't do it without you. And you assertively say, thanks for the invite, but I really don't have the time to devote to this group due to my current workload. So can you see how those two techniques can work in terms of helping you say no? And here's another question for you. Is it easy? Not really, not necessarily. And does it feel comfortable? No, it doesn't. Is it honest and direct? Yes, it is. And the thinking behind this is which response is likely to be better for you in the long run? Saying yes when you don't really want to say yes, or saying no? And this is what the assertiveness skill is all about, being able to weigh that up.